Welcome to Digital Literacy course. Today we're going to continue to present the first lecture of the content of the Unit 1. As we discussed in the interview, we're going to have too many content, assignments, and quizzes from time to time. So please, I'm going to remind you to review the table of content, the content of the course, and we need to make sure to read the course page. And now for any new announcement or any updates from us. Also, I want to remind you that this course is recorded, so I will not be available for you guys to answer your question live. But as I mentioned in the interview, you can send me an email directly for your inquiries and questions. So again, we're going to start the presentation of the digital literacy. First of all, this is the digital literacy course will be recorded. We will have 7 modules. First one is computer essentials, online essentials, documents, spreadsheets, presentation, online collaboration, and information literacy. As we mentioned, only the courses will be available on certain time. So when we finish a class, we're going to open for another one. The language will be mixed, so don't be panic that I will be explaining some points in Arabic and English. نتكلم على إنه عندنا 7 نقاط 7 وحدات أساسية في هذا الكورس. أساسيات الحاسوب وأساسيات الأونلاين، documents الوثائق، spreadsheets الجداول الإلكترونية، والبرزنتيشن اللي هو العروض التقديمية، وأونلاين كولابوريشن، وانفورميشن ليترسي. ومنأكد على موضوع إنه المحتوى الكونتنت اللي موجود في كل كورس هو مسؤوليتك كطالب إنك تقرأه وتراقب أي إعلانات من المدرس على أي تعديل أو سيرفي، ممكن يكون في امتحانات، ممكن يكون في assignments, homeworks، أو يكون عندنا تعديلات في مواعيد، في جداول. فلازم تكون زي ما حكينا في المرات الماضية أو في المرة الماضية إنه تعديلنا ضروري جدا إنه نقرأ المحتوى اللي موجود على البلس بالتفاصيل. ممكن يكون في أشياء مخفية، لكن أنا أي إعلان بنزله على البلس it's your responsibility. إن شاء الله تكون واضحة وما تكونوا تواجهوا أي مشاكل في استخدام المنصة. وبهيك نبدأ إن شاء الله بيونت 1 اللي هي Computer Essentials. In this unit we're gonna review the basic principles or definitions of computers. I know most of you know it, but we need to reorganize it so we can, all of us, be in the same definitions, in the same page, so everything is defined, the definitions, the how we name it, things, or everything together will be together in the same page. احنا بنوحد المفاهيم. هاي الوحدة هاي تكون عن المفاهيم، والمفاهيم حتكون نوحدها بين كل الأشياء، لأنه كل واحد فينا جاي من باك جراوند مختلف، عنده معلومات معينة من المدرسة، من مكان واحد. احنا في اليونت هاي من عيد تفعيل عيد تعريف الأشياء، بحيث إنه نكون الكل عنده فهم واحد لهاي المصطلحات والمفاهيم. الجنرال كونسبتس أول سكشن في هذا الموضوع اللي هنتناوله في هذا الفيديو، وكل فيديو هيكون فيه سكشن معين. يعني جنرال كونسبتس زي ما حكينا في الكورس اوف ريفيو. الفيديو اللي بعديه حنتكلم عن الهاردوير الى اخره، وكل assignments هتكون recorded، يكون في time for evaluation after that. Maybe gonna be assignment, so you have to be careful and you have to read every single word in the content aside from watching these videos. So because watching the videos will help you to solve your quizzes and submit your assignments probably. So first of all, we need to identify the code of the definition of ICT. ICT is like everybody like maybe could be what the difference between ICT and IT. Most of us know that like 10 years back we go and call these technologies IT. So IT is related to software development, web development, everything related to software and information technology. The other side was the communication technology. Communication technology, mobility, communication, for example, Zain company, Omnia, all these communication sector. After that, they both grow together, and we have two sectors. They are already integrated. There is no separation. Like we cannot say that this IT is different word than the CT, which is called the communication technology. It's not related. No, this is communication, not related to information. After this development of years, يعني like اتكلم على السنوات الماضية, they merged together because they are already integrated. هم مدموجين في بعض. أنا ما بقدر أفصل الانفورميشن تكنولوجي تماما عن الكوميونيكيشن تكنولوجي، لأن الكوميونيكيشن تكنولوجي أصبحت not only communication cables، يعني مش مثلا زي أيام التليفونات القديمة، هي مش كيبلز فقط، هي عبارة عن انتجريشن مع سوفت ويرز حتى أقدر أعمل الكوميونيكيشن، وهاي شغلات أدفانس ممكن نتقدم فيها بعدين. لكن definition of ICT قبل ما نقرأ as it is, it's information and communication technology, which is both merge IT, as we mentioned, and CT, communication technology. So ICT refers to technologies that provide access to information through telecommunication. So the access of information through communication, it's similar to information technology, but focus primarily on communication technology. Now, all technology are communicated to each other. This includes internet. We all use internet. Wireless. Most of us have wireless Wi-Fi at home or at work or at school. So we are all using this. As usual, mobile phones, smartphones, cell phones, most of us, they have their own phones. You cannot walk without your phone, so you are part of the communications. And other communication medium like fax, what other communication. So if you have any question about ICT, please send me an email or just write a comment and we'll get a reply to you. So this is the definition of ICT, which is now general understand. So the first of IT, ICT, CT, communication technology, all together, all related technologies are mentioned in one place as CT. What ICT services include? Are we ICT users? Yes. First of all, as we mentioned, the internet services. What internet services we have? We are all of us have an email. Some of us said, no, I don't have an email. My father, 78-old man, he got an email in his smartphone. So most probably most of the smartphone holders, they have their own emails. If not, they have. So it's part of that, the ICT services. E-learning. What we are doing right now is part of ICT world. We are doing e-learning, remote learning, search engines. Google is a search engine. So we are all of us using search engines. Cloud storage. Cloud storage is the storage where we're gonna use, this will be a part of the unit 2. We're gonna go in depth about online storage, but online storage like using Google Drive, OneDrive, which is part of our technology over here attached with Microsoft. Online shopping part of that one, like ordering from Amazon, from eBay, AliExpress. It's yes, it's a technology, but it's part of the internet services and e-government, which we can see it right now here in Jordan. They're trying to have a new technology, a new ministry of digital information, so they communicate all the government services together, enhance it, and include everything about it. The other one is hardware, like the computers, the towers for the cell phones, over there, your place, your Wi-Fi, software. So software is and the internet services. Yes, software like the accounting software. When you go to the shopping mall, you have somebody scan your products, and this, when he scan the product in the scanning machine, there's a software in this place, and there is a communication between the place. So it's all part of ICT. Telecommunication technology, cell phones, as we mentioned, and data. Data is different things about it. We'll go in depth about data. Everything is related to data at the end of the day. There's a data storage. We have most of, now this recorded video is a data. Okay, not only multimedia, but it's a data. Everything recorded is data. So something should be recorded in somewhere. So let's go and see the next slide. We're going to talk here about the definition of hardware. Hardware referred to the physical component of a computer. يعني بالعربي أي شيء ملموس الهاردوير. هاردوير الناس تتكلم عن هاي سماعة، الكيبورد قدامي هو هاردوير، سكرين هاردوير. إذا هو physical thing. في الإكزامبل اللي موجود شايفينه بالصورة عندنا in this picture we have a screen adapter, we have memory, we have UPS, power supply, screen over here, fan, CPU. Now we have to make sure very careful about this. We'll talk about it in detail about in the output. Our CPU is not the case. This one here. Okay, the CPU is this, the fan, there's below. I'll just have this notation. So this one here is the case computer, but it's not the CPU. The CPU is the one here under the fan, small part. Okay, small part, but not the case. This case is just a box. This is a box. You cannot go for the further more than a lot of people. They okay, bring the CPU. No. يعني السي بي يو بالعربي هو الجزء هذا داخل الجهاز، مش صندوق اللي فيه المعلومات. هاي كلها ترتيب هو to organize the hardware all in one place. So the motherboard, this is motherboard, this power supply, RAM memory، عندنا هنا hard disk، هنا slot للسكرين، BIOS، cabling. All of this is the hardware. So anything you can touch is a hardware. I wish this is clear for all of you. So just to remind you that the difference between the case and the CPU. Case, CPU. Okay. Now we're gonna go for the next slide and see what software. Just definition, very quick definition of software. Software programs that control the computer, make it function. يعني this video recording is a software. So they control what? The camera, which you can watch me from, or you can see this one. So the software make the camera on. And the hardware is a microphone. So the software record from my microphone directly to a software, which they move it to a data, which is a data we can all use it later. But now, as I'm recording, the hardware controlled by a software. This is include mobility, cell phones, smartphones. Without a camera application, you cannot use or software. You cannot use your camera at your phone, a smartphone. So you have to be very careful about what is the software and what's the hardware and how they connected to each other. I'm just gonna here read for you what's written in this slide, so we can all have the same definition of software. So as he mentioned here, software refers to a program that controls the computer and make it function. A program is a set of instructions that compute obeys. Compute programs can be extremely long and complex sets of instructions. It's quite common for computer programs to be tens of thousands of lines long. The application program that you use on your PC for word processing and spreadsheets are in fact even longer. Now, in this very long definition of that one, we understand the idea of software. The idea of software is to do the instructions of the users. Who's the users? I'm the user. I'm just press record. So I'm instruct the computer. I'm not instructing the computer. I'm using the software to make function of the hardware. Also, we'll go in depth about the software types and how it functions later in other sections. بس تذكير هنا للي بالعربي حتى ما يزعلوا من أحد. بالنسبة للبرمجيات أو السوفت وير، يعني حتى البرمجيات هي أوامر لتنفيذ الهاردوير. ما بنقدر نشتغل على الهاردوير إلا لما يكون في سوفت وير. بس هيك very short translation. Don't go wide about, we're gonna take it word by word and make translation for each word. So we try here just to remind you to have the common ICT language in your mind. So we are all talking at the same language. So let's go and see the next slide. Types of computers. Oh. As we can see here in the pictures in the right, this is the mainframes. So somebody will tell me, do you have one at your home? I tell you, no, I cannot. This is for very big companies, for banks, it could be for the government. So this is the largest and the most powerful computers. Some of them, for example, they call it, when they are very, very big, they will call it as a supercomputer. So the types of computers, aside from our types, we have the mainframe or supercomputer like this one. They put it in very cold room. They have to be very secured, very connected to each other. So they are doing very big transactions, not like our computer at home or at work. And most probably are accessed by the guys, they call them the administration. The other type, which we all use, the personal computer, which they call it the PC. Like desktop is a personal computer. Laptop is a personal computer. So between the two things, so what we have is the personal computer aside, which include a laptop, and the mainframes. We are talking about hardware huge. Talking about this one is like more than 2 meters high. Here, 2 meters high is above what we can talk, and this is, and it's like very big rooms and very secure rooms. Personal computers and laptops, the only difference that it's like the laptops are compact. So for example, if we are using all hardwares compacted to each other. The keyboard is attached to a laptop. The keyboard for the desktop is outside. The mouse, we have a mouse pad here. Now the computer is different for that one. This is the only for the use. The laptop, you can hold it and go. The PC, you need to have the monitor separated from that one, and they have some other like 3-in-1 tablets and other type of computers. We'll see the next slide. Oh yeah, I just move this. Yes. The other type of computer, which you can see it in the picture, they call this device is a PDA. PDA is personal digital assistant. This device, for example, was introduced in the middle of 90s before the smartphones. So everybody, not everybody, like very high executive person who have the too many tasks, too many emails, they need some organization at that time. At that time, we have, some of you, they know the pager. For example, this pager, very small, you'll receive like only message at that time, just go and call somebody. Personal digital assistant is the smallest computer at that time. They don't have too many functions. فيه بس جدول مواعيد، فيه alarm, tasks, very limited. At that time, till maybe beginning of 2002, 2003. I'm not exactly know the time. The CEOs of big companies, the very high executive managers, they hold two devices. One device is the handheld offline, it's not connected to the internet. And the other hand, they have a small cell phone like the Ericsson 688 or the Nokia. At that time, it's not connected to the internet. So they hold both of them. So this is one, okay, I will check my schedule for today. I have meeting conference call with you guys. So, and when they call, they use the other phone. Hello, yes, I have a meeting today. Can you come to my? Okay, all right. So we have two devices. At that time, the 3G is not introduced, or the GPRS. It's very limited. They have a web at that time with the black and white mobile devices. The only thing we can provide at that time is the maybe very small uh, application. For example, check your credit, check رصيدك. How you check your credit now? You know this. You know a software application. At that time, there is no check. You have to have very sophisticated things at that time. And these PDAs, they connected to your Outlook or devices by cable direct. You connected and disconnected. So they synchronize and uh, upload or download the tasks and the meetings calendar. After introducing the smartphones, both these devices are over, خلاص. No use. Nobody gonna use organizer like PDA with him, and we have smartphones. Smartphone, they have everything. You can call, you can organize, you can check the applications, you can check your emails, you can check everything. For example, the other type of phones, for example, if you remember the BlackBerry. BlackBerry, the strength of BlackBerry in the market was that when somebody sent you an email, it's pop up in your phone. Now, all for your phone, somebody will send you a WhatsApp message. Will you have alerted? At that time, when it like the introduction of that, like late 90s, there's nothing you're gonna receive email with somebody with alarm. When somebody send you an email, you have to look on your device, to spin, okay, and open the application, refresh, synchronize in and out, okay, and wait the emails to download. But nobody will, while I'm talking here, maybe I received already 5 or 6 emails in my screen, okay, I received it. So BlackBerry also was advanced of the technology, but it's now out of the market. Tablets, as you know, it's like the smartphones. Some of the tablets, they have SIM cards. Some of them, they don't have a SIM card. Please, yeah, just read it and enjoy these. No, yeah, this is we're talking about some historical devices which is now already out of the game. But at that time, you know, this is يعني, I can remember seeing a touch screen, and at that time it was like something you cannot believe it. All righty, go. So let's go for the next slide. Main parts of the computer. Move this here. Okay. So what the main part of the computers? We have the input devices, as we mentioned before. The keyboard is an input device, a graphical pad, which we are writing, a mouse, scanner, microphone, touch screen. Touch screen, for example, this device is mine, so it's There is a touch screen. I can zoom in and zoom out. For example, this is the camera. I'm using my finger to move it around the screen. I think here is better. Okay. So this is the input devices: keyboard, mouse, scanner, microphone, touch. And the output devices we'll talk about. Now, the input devices is how they feed the command. It's like one way. They just receive the instruction from the users. I'm a user of the keyboard. I'm going there, touch the keyboard, writing something. So, but the bottom in your keyboard, when you press on L or wherever the start, it's going direct to a computer, going from the computer as a signal, going direct to your CPU. You can see it in the output devices. So these some types of the input devices. Microphone is input devices, camera is input devices, keyboard as we mentioned, other input devices according to the case. Output devices, screen, or here, printers, you're gonna print your device, and speakers. When you listen to these videos, you are using, while you are having your headset or your speakers coming out, you are using the output device. And plotters, the big, very big printers, the one used for commercial. Here, this one here, you can see it. Between these, there's intersection between which can be used as input and output devices. Like the webcam could be face recognition and could be a projector. Touch screen, I can see it and can make it as touch screen. Fax, fax is input and output. Modem, it's a fax modem, the same thing. Webcam could be a projector also if it's used for that. Alrighty. For now, for this course, we're gonna finish with our slides over here just for this video and waiting for the next video. I'm just remind you guys to read the instructions again completely. To read the instruction in the course homepage and make sure that you are following the instruction. Not the instruction only, you have to read every single word in the course content, because it's all recorded and we are not live and we cannot communicate with each other directly. I wish you a good day and looking forward to see you next video, and have a nice day. Thank you guys.